clearly very busy. I'm right next to the squawk, and if that goes off with a big comment, I am going to be hitting it. So be a little bit patient with me. Let's start with the bund anyway. Okay, right. I'm pretty lucky to be doing it today because it's probably the easiest day to talk about. This is my 2-minute chart, and well, let's go straight down here. What was down here was the 1% yield, and that is probably one of the best risk reward trades you're ever going to get as a day trader on any time frame. And all the way down, I mean, I wasn't involved in any of this because we go to the profile. What happened yesterday? I mean, that is massive. There's my daily. We've come off 5 points in the last 3 days, and no one knew really what to do around here. But the first trade you're really looking at is potential buys. You could see all the way down, there's people trying to buy here, trying to buy here. The squawk down here even said we're 50 ticks away from what potentially is the 1% yield. And there's a little bit of buying in there. You can see it was light buying. There wasn't really anything major, any serious size going through there. So that failed quickly. And then we're all trying to buy down here. But when it got down here, we were talking about it in London, and if it went to that 1% yield, I mean, it's come off so aggressively down here. Everyone's going to be looking to buy it, whether you're covering or covering positions or getting into new ones. So I mean, this is the easiest 50 ticks you're ever going to have. You do not get out for 5 or 10 ticks on a trade like this. For those of us that were caught in this the other day, on that candle, we all lost. We all got hammered. But you got to make up for it and more when you get a good trade like this. So, and then we had 50 ticks up here, and then the French auction came out. Results came out down here. The auction wasn't great, but it wasn't that bad. I think this was just a bit of covering here, and then you had another opportunity to buy again for another 50 ticks, and now we're 100 ticks up here. If I shrink this up a little bit. Look at that. I mean, all it's done is dip by them all the way up through all the fibs. We held. That was obviously the first chance. Second 50%, 618. This is the easiest trades you're ever going to get. And you I didn't go to exactly the level down here, but you got to be. As soon as the buying came in down here, you could see there was size getting involved. It wasn't easy, but you have to have seen that before. I've seen things like this before, missed them, and been absolutely gutted. And all it's done is go up in a straight line. So there's guys in London that have been doing this a while. They made some really, really good money today. So those of you that didn't, you got to think, what were you doing? Those of you that did get in and got out too early, why? What are you here for? And what is the point of doing this job? We've got to take those risk reward trades when they come. Okay. As for the rest of the day, let's get rid of this. 5 minute. So I've got the 60-minute out. Would come right up to the MA. That's easy done. Right, now looking at potentially getting into these singles from yesterday. Sorry, the squawk's going off next to me. I don't know if you can hear that or not. Looking at the midpoint from yesterday, potential target, and then maybe further. I mean, I'm now thinking this afternoon we got the roll that will be finishing off this afternoon. Still trading June. Yeah, we're also looking, people are thinking about non-farms tomorrow, and any whether it's good or bad data, it's going to be. I think it'll be fairly easy afternoon where not much will be going on, but we'll see what happens. Anyway, that's what I want to say about the bund. Let's see if this works. I've got to get rid of that one. And let's talk about the stocks. Okay, stocks. I don't want to go on too much about yesterday, but yesterday I think we were all bearish, especially once we'd failed up here. We were all short down here. Yesterday afternoon, everyone was short. And it wouldn't go. In the SPOOs. SPOOs were here. stocks wouldn't go, and there's a few of us in here last night trading until late. It kept going up, wouldn't go down. Today, come into the office this morning, and the SPOOS is down back to where it looked like it was going to go. So with the stocks gapping open down here, I mean, it's probably one of the easiest sells I've ever seen. If I can take this end period, let's get rid of this. Will this work? No. This is mine, so I should know how to use it. Okay, it's not working. I've got APW having a laugh behind me. No. Anyway, okay. Let's get rid of that. Okay, end period. So on the stocks, easiest sell I've ever seen. I've probably ever managed to get on as well. And once this end period started after the M's, that's what 8:30s. 8:30 just went. There was even people front running this 8:30 sell, and you had probably the quickest 30 tick down move I've ever seen, and it went straight to. There was a level down at 10s that probably someone talked about this morning. We had bottoms down here, loads of bottoms down there. Great level, and then it was that easy, cut and reverse down there, which I'm sure everyone did. I didn't, but anyway. Now we've got this buy back in the stocks. We've come back. It's frustrating because I think everyone is bearish to these equities stocks and S&P. Why they didn't go down yesterday? I'd like to put it down to Greece maybe. People are thinking they're going to fix that sooner rather than later. Maybe they tend to front run these things, and before everything's fixed, we find we've rallied. And then it's buy the rumour, sell the fact kind of stuff. So we'll have to see what happens. But those of you that were bearish to stocks, it was probably the easiest sell that there's ever going to be. And you really got to take advantage of those when they come, because they don't happen very often. It didn't squeeze much. It held around the area, and the moves up were on light volume. The clips weren't very big, and then it just went. Those TPO, the change of TPO, especially when you've got a gap lower like this, that is one of the best down moves you're ever going to get. Anyway, come back up now. You should have been getting out at these levels. It held in here. We're having a little bit of a ledge here. I've got a level there. Looking for that to go, but until that goes, we're not going to go and test these lows. Now it's back to where it was this morning. Again, thinking about non-farms tomorrow. I think this data could be a big deal, as Brannigan pointed out this morning on the Skype with Bullard talking last night. All these data points now are huge, are absolutely huge. Let's have a quick chat about the SPOOs. Again, we're all bearish. Let's look at that daily SPOOs. Profile up. That daily SPOOs. I'm not going to talk to you about levels everywhere because you all know where the levels are. This daily SPOOs. We closed up here last night. I mean, that market's net long of yesterday, and we've come straight off. Today with Europe, and we've bounced back. I'm a bit wary of these kind of things because we're all short. We all want to be short now, and when that happens, everyone's selling. We get the complete reverse. This S&P has been very difficult to trade this year, let alone this week. I mean, if we get a cracking number on non-farms tomorrow, I mean, positive number, this thing could absolutely collapse, and that's what everyone's going to be looking for. Whether it happens today, I don't think it will. I'm now thinking it's going to be a little bit of a chop fest this afternoon, with ECB obviously done yesterday, and what happened or what didn't happen, and then now everyone's waiting for tomorrow. That is all I want to talk about, but a few words of advice for those of you. Dan's asked me to have a quick word. There's a few of you not getting involved enough in these markets. These are busy markets. There's a lot going on. There's volatile moves. This is when you have to be involved. You've got to be involved. For example, I mean, in that down move in the Bund this morning, was trying to buy in areas, was quickly getting out, getting back in, getting out, and then when the one came, you feel it. You feel the market, and that's how you're going to learn. You're not going to learn by sitting back and watching. You're only going to learn by being involved as much as you possibly can, especially if you're new and you haven't got a great deal of risk to worry about. You've got to be involved. And someone was doing hardly any round trips yesterday. Well, why are you here? You know, why do you want to do this job? Surely you want to be involved. You want to play the game, the great game that this is. Anyway, got to get involved, guys, and that's all I got to say. I think good luck for this afternoon and whatever you do. You should have all absolutely cleaned up this morning off those moves that I've spoken about and the Bund and the stocks. If you didn't, you got to go away and learn from them because they're the best trades I've seen in the last few weeks. Anyway, cheers, guys.